Good morning, I'm back. This is now the next day. I was too white to do anything with it. I'm using an LEM 5-tray dehydrator, which Don was nice enough to get screened at the hardware store and slice it or cut it so that it fits on there so little bits and pieces don't fall through. I'm putting wax paper under this because Jerky is drippy and I don't really want it all over my counter. Now I goofed up yesterday when I made this, and I didn't slice the, I sliced the meat, but I didn't cut it into strips. So you're going to see me cutting it into strips so it's easier to eat.
So what's this stuff look like now?
That's it. When I make this, I think, I am so glad I don't like jerky, because it's kind of gross looking.
It smells good.
Smells good, and you say it tastes good, and that's all that counts. But I cut them a little big. Don prefers them in slices about like this.
Makes it easier to eat.
And then I put them on a paper towel to drain some of the marinade off.
Why?
So it doesn't make as big a mess.
Wouldn't it be easier to slap those chunks onto a cutting board and use a knife?
If I recall correctly, yesterday you said I'm dangerous with a knife.
You are.
So?
But only to yourself. No, I mean, wouldn't it go quicker?
No. Turn that off for a minute, please.
Okay, that was funny.
See, when they pulled my teeth, they made it so that my nose gets extremely itchy. But I look funny scratching my nose, trying not to touch my lips or face hardly at all, so I asked him to turn it off so nobody would see it.
Now when you're cutting it like that, and you come across any big veins of gristle or
I cut
stuff
it out.
like that?
You can cut it out then. It's actually easier to do it now than when you're just slicing it.
Why?
Because it was still frozen when I was slicing it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get the little bits out.
Well, what's the difference between slicing it frozen and slicing it not frozen?
If it's not frozen, it slides all over the place. The roast goes whoosh as you're pushing it through the slicer, and you get very weird shapes. But see, here's a piece of fat that I don't really want in there, so I just slice it off. Like when I'm getting it ready to put into the marinade, I cut off the big bits. But for little bits, sometimes I don't worry about it. Sometimes I take it out. Like here, that's just a piece of gunk.
You gotta let me focus in there.
Oh, there'll probably be more, so I will let you. See?
Hang on. Whoa, whoa.
No, it's gone.
I didn't even see it go. I guess I'm just not quick enough to be in the kitchen.
No, remember taking out the wontons yesterday like I asked, and you were taking too long and it came out dark? You have to be quick.
Okay.
But see, there's that bit there.
Hang on. Okay, I see it now.
Good, because my hands are cold.
Well, duh. It just came out of the refrigerator. Okay, we'll come back after you've got that all done. Okay.
There's the marinade. That gets thrown out. I'm going to wash my hands and get ready to put it onto the rack.
Aren't you going to dump that down the sink?
Not yet, because I don't put it in the sink. There's bits of meat in it and it plugs up everything.
Oh, okay.
So I take it out and give it to the dog next door.
And get him drunk.
I'm just drying off a bit more of the moisture. The one thing with jerky, if you're always doing different amounts of it, you never know how it's going to turn out at the end.
Why's that?
Because if I'm using a bigger roast, I throw in more cups of everything, and since I don't measure...
I've noticed that. Do they have to be widely spaced on the tray?
No, not at all. It's just like putting a jigsaw puzzle together.
I guess they do shrink as they dry, eh?
Very much so. I actually prefer using my round dehydrators to this one. I haven't figured this one out yet. And when I do apples, they don't go leather. They go leathery, and Dawn likes them crispy. And I haven't figured out if it's. I have the square one in on the dining room table, and I have my two round ones here in the kitchen. And I don't know if there's a difference in humidity in them or what, but. The little round ones work much better for me.
Okay, but so if we get bears this year, are we going to jerk any of that meat?
Raymond told me that it's supposed to be absolutely fantastic made into jerky. So, if we go bear hunting, I will shoot a bear, and I promise not to chase it through the bush.
Yes, folks. For those of you listening, that's a big story. Linda is disabled. She can't...
Some days I can hardly walk. We were out hunting, and we took the van, so I was sitting in the van, and Don says, "Now watch that bear bait," because somebody had left a
No, 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 no.
Somebody had
I
left...
had taken... You weren't in the van. I was. I had positioned you on the road.
That's right.
Looking out into a clearing, and there was an old dead moose out there. And I said, the bears have been coming to that, so you wait right here. If you see a bear, let him get out into the middle of the field at the pile of moose, and then shoot it. And I was going to go down about 150 yards down the road and look from another way. So I get down to where I'm supposed to be, and I hear a rifle go off. I jump back in, I drive back to where Linda had been, and she wasn't there. What I had told her was, shoot the bear. If you hit the bear, don't chase it, because it'll just keep running. Well, I get back there, Linda's not there, and all at once I hear the rifle go off again. And I went and followed the sound of the rifle. And there was Linda, down in this valley, and I don't know how she got down there, and no bear. She had seen the bear, shot the bear the first time. The bear ran into the bush, ran down into the valley, sat down, was going to die right there. And Linda shot it again. and the bear took off. We never got that bear. It was in bush so dense it would kill somebody trying to go through it.
It almost did me. Here I'm climbing over trunks of trees, under trunks of trees. Because this is a northern Ontario bush where the trees, there's no rhyme nor reason to them. And then Don says, okay, it's gone, give it up. I says, how do I get out of here? Because I couldn't figure out how to get back, how to get up the hill, so he came and rescued me.
Yeah, it took a lot longer to get her out than it did to get her in. I was surprised. Oh, by the way, around here bears are a real nuisance. We have an overpopulation, and they come into town and do a lot of damage, and eat pets, and etc. We've even had them break into houses.
We've got a cute picture of a bear sitting on top of my compost barrel with his head stuck in, chowing down on it.
Yes. Oh well. Okay, we'll bring you back when we're ready to load into dehydrator.